So you don't invest when someone says that a certain investment is guaranteed, because when they say it's guaranteed, it's almost guaranteed to be a scam. And nothing is guaranteed, right? Because if it was, then the one asking for the investment would be the one investing in it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Leadership Stack Podcast, the podcast for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs to increase your leadership, teamwork, and profits. This is your host, Sean C., aka Mr. CEO at 22. Hey, we're back, and if you are not yet following the podcast, just follow this link right here, leadme.ph/Spotify. Your Spotify will open and you'll be taken to the Leadership Stack podcast, where we have new episodes every week. You can ask questions. Basically, this is similar to a business consulting session where you ask your questions about hiring, managing a team, culture, business ideas, execution, etc. And you can ask it on Discord. We have the link right here. That's from.sean.c/Discord. Sign up, join the group, and you can ask your questions there. It looks like we have a lot of questions tonight, so I'm gonna start answering some of them. From Cedric Choa. Question is, at what age did you start investing? I don't really remember exactly what age, but I assume it's after I was able to make enough money that I had a little excess. I remember my first investment was not big. For talking about the stock market, it's really not big. It's like 5,000 pesos, something like that. I think it was when I was 22 or 23 years old. It wasn't big because I didn't know how to invest yet during that time. Investing is a learning journey. You don't invest just because you have excess funds, and you don't invest in just about anything, and you especially don't invest just because you heard that this stock's going up, this stock is hot, or this is what's hot right now. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is going up right now. You don't invest just because the trend is going up. You invest because you know what can happen to it, or what's going to happen to it. You know the history, the value of that particular stock or investment. Also, you don't invest when someone says that a certain investment is guaranteed, because when they say it's guaranteed, it's almost guaranteed to be a scam. And nothing is guaranteed, right? Because if it was, then the one asking for the investment would be the one investing in it, right? Why would they ask for investors if it's guaranteed? Then sila na lang yung mag-invest. There are rules to investments. It doesn't matter at what age you're going to be investing. What matters is that you learn. You learn the investments. That is what's important. From Yo Mama Bechay. So the question is, with the growth of e-commerce in the Philippines, especially in this pandemic, do you think there will also be an increase in investments in SEOs? I think that there are SEO companies popping up already, and who have popped up already during the pandemic, or freelancers. And that's because the growth in digital e-commerce or digital browsing even would entail more digital marketers. I think it's inevitable that there would be more social media specialists, more SEO specialists, more e-commerce companies. I think ang daming nag-startup nga to be honest, this pandemic. But if you're asking me if we have an increase in terms of clients, we had a lot more clients coming in pre-pandemic. So usually I would close like 3 clients every month. Now we're not closing at that rate anymore. And that's because a lot of companies then are trying to save cash, or medyo late na sila nagpipivot, or marami ding namatay na company, right? It's difficult for me to say na hindi, talagang dadami yung clients ng mga digital marketing companies. Maybe when the economy has recovered, maybe then companies would start investing in their digital marketing, realizing that it's necessary if another pandemic happens. Maybe, hopefully not, but maybe. So maybe then they would invest more. But as of right now, I think a lot of companies are holding on to their cash pa. We're closing deals naman, but it's not at the rate that we're closing pre-pandemic. What's my projection and how can it help micro sellers? My projection is there's going to be an increase in people looking for SEO services. But for micro sellers, I think maybe the best way for you to grow your business first is through Shopee, Lazada, Dropify. Those platforms might be the best route for you because SEO is an investment. So there are returns. There's ROI in SEO. There's return on investment, yes, but it's still an investment. And if you're a micro seller running an e-commerce business, better for you to invest in your product, better for you to invest in buying and selling, in stocking up inventory. Papaikutin mo muna yung pera. And then if you save and save and save and you have enough to invest in SEO, that's the time when you get professional SEO. Also, I mentioned about how I started up SEO Hacker. I DIY'd it. I self-studied. I did a lot of test experimentation. So I'm not gonna lie and say you can't do it. Everyone can do SEO. You just have to take the time to read up, study, and experiment. If you don't experiment and if you don't apply, you will not learn SEO. That's the truth. That's fact. You have to experiment and apply. So it's doable. It's doable for you to study SEO and do it on your own. That way you save money. Yes, you have to spend time and effort, but you save money. And SEO is no joke. If you want to get a really good SEO company, like SEO Hacker, for example, we charge 95,000 pesos a month. So it is an investment. Can you share with us your strategy in doing stocks? Are you a long term investor? Yes, I'm a long term investor. I don't trade like Marvin does. I'm sure all of you guys here know Marvin Germo. I usually invest long term, and that's because I can't really trade. I can't look at the stocks every day and make decisions and analysis every day. That's because I have a lot of concerns also in business. Yeah, sometimes clients would just have problems. My team would have problems, and I have to be there to help them solve those problems. So it's tough for me to do what Marvin is doing, even if he says that it's just like 5-10 minutes. It's still tough for me. It's 5-10 minutes if your brain is hardwired and doing that every day and you're used to doing it every day. But I'm just not used to doing it every day. I'm not sure where to find what I need to see, the charts, the graphs, the data. Long-term investment works for me, or copy trading works for me right now. So I'm doing a lot of copy trading right now. There are investors in the world who are a lot better in trading and investing than I am, and I would rather just copy whatever it is that they're doing real time. Can you share some investments and how you manage them? I'm invested in PSEI. So I have my Philippine stocks. I'm invested in Jollibee, SM. I'm invested in MPI as well. A couple of other stocks. Don't remember which ones. I don't check it often. Again, I invest long term. I don't check every day. And then I'm invested in eToro. So I copy trade. So there are people in eToro that's going to be recommended to you, I'm sure. I copy trade them. That's it. So they're the ones trading. I don't know what they're trading, really. I'm not 100% always looking at it, but I've made good profit out of it. I don't manage my investments really. Private investments, I do have also. I'm invested in sugar. I have a friend in Bacolod who was generous enough to allow me to invest in some of his farms. And so I invested there. He didn't need my investment actually. I don't know why he allowed me to invest. He didn't need my investment. That's one of the best investments I've ever made because his farms are making good revenue, good produce and output every year. So definitely one of the best investments. I love private investments. That's because not a lot of people can invest in them, and you get to know who the person you're investing in is. Question from M. Was it wise na mag-invest sa government projects? I haven't done that. I know that Marvin Germo does that with the Pag-ibig MP2. I do have government clients. So Department of Tourism Bicol is a client of mine. We did their website. If you want to check it out, Department of Tourism Bicol. GSIS, client of mine also. So working with the government is good. Okay naman. Well, I haven't had problems with the government so far, by God's grace. No. But with the pandemic, I think they were affected. There are sectors that are especially affected.
This episode is partnered up with Armoury.ph. Armoury is an online watch store and is the exclusive distributor of the brands TW Steel, Dion Milano, Fonderia, Luminox, and Mondane in the Philippines. Yes, folks, those are Italian watch brands. If you are looking to buy your next go-to luxurious everyday watch, go to Armoury.ph and enter the coupon code LS30. Armoury.ph delivers straight to your doorstep with a security tape to make sure that your package is safe from theft arrives on time, and is guaranteed working 100%. Go to armoury.ph and buy your first luxury watch today.
I personally define creative thinking in two major ways. And so I talk about crazy ideas. And, these are the big innovations. The car, the Zoom is, at one point was a crazy idea because there's one point where this wasn't a thing. Crazy ideas are, those ideas that are very revolutionary and really change the world.